Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean Andrew, back with another review. This time we'll be talking about Revenge, Season 1, Episode 13, Commitment. And remember, please feel free to leave your comments down below and what you thought about the show. Now, this time we're going to start off with Victoria and Mr. Grayson at a meeting with their lawyers. Mr. Grayson pulls out the footage of David Clark talking about that Victoria practically fathered a child by her, which is Charlotte. We found out from the end of the last episode. And this kind of throws a monkey wrench in Charlotte's plan, and she has to take a separate approach to still trying to get the money and overall screw Mr. Grayson over because of how everything's turned out. She ends up having Amanda come over, and she recalls how Amanda had an allergy to strawberries. And then Amanda plays it off, oh, well, she tells her that after Amanda's already eating a strawberry. And Amanda, I must have gotten over that allergy. She continues to try to pick her brain to see what happened because she feels that Amanda has something to do with burning down Mr. Timshaw's house. She, of course, is denying it, and she says, well, she already kind of got a heads up that you were going to try to frame her for even doing that. Now, she ends up licking a spoon, and later on, she leaves. Victoria's lawyer shows up and takes the spoon and uses it for DNA evidence to see if she's actually David Clark's daughter. Now, on the other side of this, Mr. Grayson's actually been a bit distant with Charlotte after finding all this out, which is really sad, not just for the situation at hand, but also because he just offered to pay for Charlotte's boyfriend to be able to go to school with her for 4 years, because he wanted to see her happy. Now, even before knowing that Charlotte isn't his biological daughter, was he really doing it to just stay face with her, to try to have one of the kids at least be on her side, knowing that Daniel seems to be more of a mama's boy? Or was he actually doing it because he actually cared? That part, we don't know. Then things get a little odd because earlier in the episode, Emily actually showed up and was actually in Jack and Amanda's room. She was looking something through the bag, at least that's what they've shown us. But then later on that night, a guy comes into the bar, tries to hit on Amanda. She talks about how, she lives here with her boyfriend. And when a guy breaks in, he starts stealing some tapes out of Amanda's bag, which is interesting because now we seem to understand why Emily was there. She had to be putting the tapes in the bag because Amanda, of course, had nothing to do with it. Now feeling that guy is a plant from Victoria to get that footage, things are starting to add up a bit more. But then we also learn later on that he ends up leaving one of the tapes behind after beating up Jack pretty bad. Now, Nolan ends up rushing over to Emily's place to let him know, hey, Jack got beat up, innocent people are getting hurt in this process, and to an extent, it's kind of the second time this has happened where a bystander got involved and really shouldn't have been. She understands. She's going to try to make some slight adjustments, but she's going to stay focused with her goal. Meanwhile, Emily also just got proposed to by Daniel. And even though she said yes, she seems going to need some time to really think about it because she's not used to living with people, as we find out from the previous episode, that she wanted to wait until she was married, a bit traditional in that sense. But funny enough, when that night ends, Charlotte actually shows up. And that's when she sees her with the ring, and Charlotte's sad. And I think Emily is still trying to balance that thought between having, now having a half sister in all of this. And that's kind of rough on her because finding out that Charlotte is her half sister not only kind of, I won't say it throws a monkey wrench into things, but that's kind of tricky because it doesn't fully change everything. But at the same time, for Emily on her mental state, I think it does kind of adjust how she's going to carry out some things later on. And then we also have how Amanda feels really bad about what happened. Knowing that stuff seems to be being pinned on her when dealing with Victoria, Emily finally talks Amanda into, okay, look, maybe you should leave. You really love Jack, and now Jack has gotten beat up because of this. again, knowing Emily, set up all of this except for the beat it part. And that part was not in the plan. But it's funny how she spun that. And again, it just shows she's definitely out for revenge. It definitely stays true to the title. And she's going to see it through. So now with Amanda out of the way, we end up closing out the episode where Mr. Grayson talks to Daniel for a second, says maybe you should ask your mother what the truth is, because she notices about how Charlotte is sent back home. He's over there drinking, halfway upset about something and knowing that there's some secret. Daniel goes and talks with his mother. She tells him something very devastating. He then goes and tells Emily, and comes to find out Victoria says that David Clark raped her. Now this throws everything out the window, because the look on Emily's face when that happened was priceless, you know. And then Daniel asks, so are you sure you still want to marry into my crazy family? And Emily says, like, more than ever. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, Victoria is going to get it. Emily is coming for her hardcore, and she is not stopping. This series continues to have a lot of twists. I am completely obsessed with this show. I definitely can't wait to see what's going to happen in next week's episode. I feel bad for what happened with Jack, not just being an innocent bystander, but now also that he was really falling for Amanda and now has to lose her, at least in his eyes, all over again. So that part is pretty rough. So we'll definitely, please feel free to leave your comments below, your thoughts about the show, your predictions of what's going to happen with Victoria in the long run. How do you think they're actually going to continue on with the second season? Because in these type of cases, all you can really keep doing is keep throwing new problems in to keep it interesting. But how well can they do it without seeming to force? That's one of the biggest things I'm curious about. I'd love to know what you guys think. Well, my name is Sean Andrew with the TV Show Review, and this has been my review of Revenge, Season 1, Episode 13, Commitment. See ya.